Hello, I am David Anderson, the bridge pastor at Sylvania United Church of Christ, and this is our weekly Keeping in Touch meeting, letting the congregation and friends of the congregation know what is happening around the church. So even though we're separated from one another and are not able to get together as we would like, still for you to know what is happening and the opportunities for mission and ministry that still exist at Sylvania United Church of Christ. We're going to begin this morning with Elaine, who works with our children and family ministry, and she's going to review for us again what is happening regarding Vacation Bible School. Elaine?
Hi, everyone. Vacation Bible School is starting soon. It starts on July 1st. That will be our first Zoom gathering. We will have those gatherings every Wednesday in July at 6:30 for a half an hour. And you can sign up. It's on our website, our Facebook page. It was sent out in the newsletter. So please register soon, and we will give out packets to the families, all the kids who are attending, as well as send a digital link for the files. We'd love for you to please RSVP or register your children by Saturday, June 27th, because that's when we're putting all of the packets together. Hope to see you there.
Okay, Elaine, what's the age group for children to participate in Vacation Bible School?
It's pretty broad because they'll be at home, so it's different than when we'd have it at church, but I would say school age.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right, and then there's been some changes in our worship, and Mary is going to talk about those changes that have recently occurred. Mary?
Yes. Hello, everybody. We are still working on getting everything set up in terms of the media. So, for example, last week we had our new camera in place that has can zoom in more if we need to do that. You may have also noticed a big projection screen, well, actually an LED screen that will allow us to project from within the sanctuary. That'll become more important once we, at least some people gather in person, but it's there and set up. It's a screen that can actually be read as opposed to the screen we're used to from projecting from a projector. So that's an exciting addition that hopefully we'll learn to use in creative ways as well as we continue to worship together. The other thing, I noticed a comment recently about the music and the choir singing. Just so you know that choir you hear on Sunday morning is actually only 4 people singing, though it often sounds like more. So we're thankful to Lori Bitts, Ruth Ann Finch, Russ Miller, and Ken Streitenberger to serve as a quartet. They are recording at a different time, so that's why you don't see them. They're not in the sanctuary together. They sing with mask on at very extremely physically distanced, trying to make it as safe as possible to be there. So we have taken those precautions. In terms of next Sunday, we have graduate recognition Sunday, and I've reached out to several of the graduates. A few, I think 2 or 3 of them are going to be with us by video, and we'll have information about other graduates. So I think that will be a good time to recognize them, that we can't have the cake we'd normally have for them. So maybe you can have a piece of cake at home to honor the graduates in our midst from both high school and college.
And I might add that with the new system we have, we're able to do videos and then place them in the service. Like last Sunday was Father's Day, and Mary was able to have the children of our church, some of the children of our church, participate in the call to worship. And there are many more things that we're going to be able to do with the new setup that we have that makes it very exciting. And the screen is phenomenal. I mean, crisp, good looking, and will take the place of us having hymnals in the congregation or bulletins. All of that will now be done on the screen so that people don't have to touch the hymnals or the pads or anything like that. So that is for a future time when the congregation is able to get back together but already we're recognizing some of the opportunities we have in worship. And by the way, people that I've spoken to say that they really appreciate the live streaming of the worship service now. So we're very glad to do that also with our new equipment. Now, Kristen, well, first, before we get back to Kristen, with all the excitement that is happening, we got some unexciting news to give, and Elaine is going to share that with us. Elaine?
Well, so I've been with the church now for almost 11 months as the interim, and my time will be coming to an end as of July 31st. I've taken a position in Nashville at a nonprofit there, and will be moving at the beginning of August. So I've had an amazing time this past year getting to know all of the kids more and spending time on the staff and working through this transition with everyone. And I want to assure you that I will be here through VBS this summer, and Kristen and I are working together to figure out what pieces she will work on once I leave to make sure everything is still happening.
Elaine, can you tell us a little bit about the position and the type of work that you will be doing in Nashville?
A little bit. It's called the Martha O'Brien Center. It's a large nonprofit in Nashville, and I'll be working with the family support department, so working in various programs with families.
Okay, thank you. And I have to say how much we have appreciated Elaine's time with us and how much she has given to the church. It just seems to me that in these very unusual circumstances, we have had just the right people in place to continue the ministries or create ministries that we didn't have before. And Elaine is one of those. And as a matter of fact, in addition to all the children's ministry that she does, for instance, she spent an hour with me today helping me get more acquainted with Zoom and maybe even hosting a Zoom meeting. And if she can do that, she's remarkable. Now, what I would like is maybe for Kristen just to fill us in a bit about what might happen after Elaine leaves, what might happen with children and family ministry. And I know it's a work in process, so that is what she's going to talk about.
Yes, thanks, David. So yes, it will be a transition. Elaine has laid out perfectly organized plans, a schedule for year-long events. What I'm aware of in August is backpack blessing that's coming up. So we'll get that incorporated somehow, given our new reality. But I just want to assure people that Elaine's good work will continue. It may look different. Different faces might be involved, but we will make sure that the work continues for our kids and our young families. So I'm just going to be just taking Elaine's really good notes and just making sure that all of the boxes are checked. So, and I'll just be assuming that under my outreach fellowship umbrellas and hoping that the groups can, support each other.
Good, thank you. We are really going to miss you, Elaine. And the thing that I'm wondering about is it's been kind of the tradition at Sylvania UCC that when a staff member leaves, the whole staff takes that member out for lunch. And I'm wondering, what are we going to do? How are we going to honor that? But we'll figure something out.
Maybe another time, or maybe via Zoom.
Or maybe we'll have to come down to Nashville and do it. That would really be neat.
Yeah, come on down.
Okay, thank you. Well, one other thing I want to remind you of, which is very important, is that this Sunday following the worship service, the mid-year business meeting will be held. And again, that cannot be done in person, so we will be doing it on Zoom, and you should be receiving information about the meeting and how to get on Zoom for that morning following the worship service. If you don't receive notice, please feel free to call the church office and we can make sure that you will be on Zoom for that. So that's kind of it for today. We thank you for joining us, and we certainly do miss seeing you in presence, but know that your spirit remains a part of everything that takes place at Sylvania UCC. Thank you. Bye.